6 weeks from now or whatever it is, 5 weeks.
Well, we are joined by no stranger to the Homestead-Miami Speedway Media Center, Carl Edwards. Carl, it's great to have you in, and you're having a great season in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. How special, though, would it be to come back as being one of those 4 drivers getting a chance to compete for that?
Yeah, I don't know if this is nice of you to put this trophy up here, or I don't know what you're trying to do, but it's working. It's got my my emotions all wound up. My dream is to be in that Final Four at Homestead, to win that race, and to be the Sprint Cup Series champion. I'm not even sure what you asked me, so I'm just going to talk for a second.
That's all right.
I forgot what the question was, but things have been picking up for us. We've been running really well. We had a great run at Kansas, and you know, our pit crew's doing well. We're qualifying well. That was the best performance at a mile and a half I believe we've had since Texas. So, you know, this test is going well so far, and hopefully we can go run really well at Texas and come back here and dominate this race. That is what we're planning on doing. That's what we're hoping to be able to do.
Outstanding. If you have a question, raise your hand, and I'll get the mic to you.
Carl, Chris Green, South Dade News Leader. You were part of arguably one of the most thrilling championship battles in NASCAR history here at Homestead-Miami Speedway with Tony Stewart. Yeah. This is Tony Stewart's last season. Just reflect kind of on what it was like to be part of that, and now that he's retiring, what that means to you personally to have been part of history.
That was the most fun championship battle I've been in. I mean, those last few weeks. You know, people around me said, "Man, that's the happiest I've ever seen you." I mean, it just is so neat to be racing that hard for a championship with a guy like Tony Stewart, a guy who's, you know, one of the best drivers on earth. That was a blast, and that race, that whole weekend was really fun. All of that pressure and it seemed like everything we did mattered. Everything was important, every lap, and was really hoping Tony would be in the chase and we'd get to battle it out again. That would be really cool. But yeah, looking back on it, that's the kind of thing I'd really like to be part of again. I'd like to have a battle like that here in a few weeks. That's as good as it gets.
Holly Kane, NASCAR.com. First of all, I wanted to ask you kind of what you guys are doing here this weekend, what you're working on, and you know, your input from that.
It's good to see you, and we're just working on a bunch of different things. You know, this sport is evolving so quickly. All of the teams are pushing. I talked to Dave a little bit about it this morning. He said as he sits there and watches the race from on top of the box, all of the chase contenders are all up there racing in the top 10. We're all fast. I don't know what kind of caption you can put on that photo, but so yeah, we're working on a bunch of different things. You know, but really this is a neat opportunity, even though it's testing conditions, and you know, a couple of teams opted not to come here. There are a bunch of reasons for that, I'm sure, but one of the things that can happen is you can come test and be too confident in what you find out. So we're being, you know, we're just kind of going through some things, but really having fun. I mean, this place, especially in the sun like this, you drive down in the corner, slide up by the fence, and I mean, I really feel like I'm driving a race car here. And I was just telling my spotter, it's just a fun place to drive. So even if we don't gain anything huge for the car, we're having a good time.
And my second question was also about Talladega, and you are in, you know, a pretty good position, yeah. But what is it like for you to have to race when so many of your teammates are also still vying, you know, to
right.
move on, whereas maybe a couple of other guys might expect they could get help from someone else because they're the only one on their team that needs
right.
it. But what's it like at JGR?
Well, you can see, I mean, we race hard against one another. Everybody at JGR, we work very well together, but you could see it. I mean, we all race hard. You know, you saw it at Kansas. Kyle and I raced each other very hard. Matt and I raced hard each other hard on one of the restarts early in the race, and it's racing. So I think that as long as we can balance that, and as long as we can motivate one another and not you know, not take it over the edge, I think it's great. Being part of this group with you know, with Kyle, Matt, Denny, and Martin to some extent. You know, he's not a true teammate, but I get to talk to him a lot. It's been something that's made me a lot better driver, and it'd be cool if I'm sure I have to battle one or more of those guys if we're in the Final Four, and that'll be fun. Thank you.
Carl, Chris Clark with NBC6 here in Miami. Heading to Talladega, you're in the middle of the pack. You're in the mix, but right. How do you balance out racing for the win with at the same time making sure that you have enough points to move on?
I haven't looked at the points. We haven't discussed that yet. I guess we've got a 20 or 25 point cushion, which can be erased in an instant at Talladega. So right now the plan is to go there to win the race and leave no doubt. But that race, so much can happen. I mean, the first lap could be a disaster. So you have to respect the place, but then also respect the fact that any of the competitors that are in it can go out and win the race. They could finish, all in the top 10. And if you're out there cruising around taking it easy and have a problem, you're in deep trouble. So we're just going to go race for the win.
Why is Talladega so unpredictable? Why do you hear that word so often?
Have you watched it? I'm not being a jerk. It truly is. It's unpredictable because you cannot separate yourself from the group. And, everything is on edge with all these cars all the time. If you have one guy with a flat tire or one guy that has a miscue or a mistake or a blown engine or something, you're in a group. I mean, you could fit, 15 or so of the cars in a space the size of this room. And we're all going 200 miles an hour, and there's just no room for error. So that's why it's so unpredictable. You're really at the mercy of a lot of chance the entire day.
Hi, Carl. Roxanne Vargas, also with NBC here in Miami. Wouldn't it be great to come back here in November and share a win via Twitter, your own Twitter account?
Yeah, yes.
Not your team's, yours. What is it going to take to get you to sign up to your own Twitter account?
I've committed that if we win the championship, I will join Twitter or participate. I actually sent out my first tweet via Randy Fuller, my PR guy, the other day, but he couldn't get. I was using his phone, so he couldn't get a picture of me actually doing it. But yeah, if we win the championship, I'll start.
November.
Good question.
Hey, Carl, Matt Doolittle with Shakedown Zone. And just follow up on that. Just stay off Twitter. You're better off. You have a bad night during the debates or something. It just turns out bad. Trust
Yeah,
me.
that's the thing. I'm nervous of some of the things I would
Yeah, you're better off. Stay out of trouble. Real quick.
know thyself, right? Yeah.
You answered all the racing questions. I just want to know one thing. What is the real Subway sandwich you actually go in there and order? Or is that in the commercial? 'Cause I see it 100 times. I just want to know.
I actually had Subway yesterday for lunch.
Of course you did. Yep.
I did, man. I actually have a photo of it. I don't have Twitter to share it, but I had a rotisserie chicken on wheat, toasted. It's a great sandwich. So I've been eating Subway for about 20 years now, and it's.
You got one of those cards where you just go in and get it?
Yeah, then but one of my family members took it, so so now I don't have one of those cards. But anyway, yeah, I enjoy Subway, so. I really do, man. It's like
I'm not blaming you.
I don't know
love
if
it
it
too.
leaves you like, yeah, sure.
I'm a
you went
tuna
to
guy,
Subway.
but it's not, I'm not as healthy, but it's good.
Anyway, I had to pay for it, so.
Breaking news: Carl Edwards pays for his own supper.
Yeah. Well, and I paid for my spotter and my other buddy that was there. So yeah. And they have the new little I think it's X2 or something energy drink. Got one of those and all the drinks. It was, anyway.
Carl, Alex from NBC Miami as well. Tell me a little bit about the family aspect when you come to Homestead, end of the year, and what that means to you, the team, and your family as well.
It's, I was just telling one of the guys in the hauler, it's just neat to come here. At that time of year, where I'm from, it starts to get pretty cold, and it's nice to come here and see palm trees and be able to go over the ocean, and it's just a nice place. I mean, I like South Florida a lot, and I think everybody enjoys coming here. So. That's one of the neat things about the schedule. We get to go to a lot of neat places, and they've done a good job of, we go out to Phoenix when it's nice out there. We come here, and I think everybody enjoys coming here.
Do you have any favorite Subway stores in Miami you go to?
Subway stores? No, I don't have any here that I know of. No, I don't. I don't have a good Subway story for Florida. Sorry.
One more question for you, Carl. You've done really well at 1.5 mile tracks. Homestead, obviously, a 1.5 mile track. What is it about Homestead in particular that makes it good for you as a driver?
Are they giving away the boat this year to the winner? Does anybody know? Is there a boat? All right. I was thinking if they weren't giving away a boat, I might win, because every year that I've won, I've been like, oh, we get a boat. Like, no, they're not giving away the one this year. Then the next year, you don't win. It's like, oh, well, they weren't giving away a boat anyway. Oh, they're giving away a boat. So, anyways, hopefully it's not the absence of a boat that makes you run well. We're going to get that boat. I like the 1.5 miles, and I like the 1.5 miles like this one because you slide the car around a lot. It drives a lot like like the dirt tracks I grew up racing on. You know, it's so neat to drive in the corner. I mean, that's what I love about racing, is driving down the corner, sliding the car in there and deciding how hard you can push the throttle, and that whole feeling of the car moving around. And there's no place better than this. Here, Atlanta, Texas, a lot of these tracks are really fun to drive. And that mile-and-a-half feel, that feel of the race car is what I really love.
Thank you. Any additional questions for Carl?
What kind of boat is it? Man, those are neat. There was something else, though. What is it? Wasn't there a bass boat or something? Maybe that was Atlanta. Yeah. Yeah. Who's got one? Oh, sorry, Brad. I didn't realize you were waiting. I didn't realize you were waiting, Brad. Those boats are nice, man. Man. So you don't have one either, Brad? Damn. What about boats for like the top 5? You know, just to more guys in boats can't be bad, right? All right.
It's like Oprah. You get a boat.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Everybody in the race gets a boat. All right. Thank you guys very much.